And sometimes we have the same shape, right? Can you tell on that? And I explain this one.
keep something, and if it is a little height, it may be better. That's totally fine.
You can use it and then you can keep it up.
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं ददाति स्वपदान्ते वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् श्रीरूपं साग्रजा सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त कृपा सिंधु श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. सदा परिभवग्नमभीष्टदोहम् तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं विद्यार्थिहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दं हन्ताय मद्दिरबला हरिदासवर्यो यद्रामकृष्णचरणस्पर्शप्रमोदः मानं तनोति सहगो गणयोस्तयोर्यत् पानीयसूयवसकन्दरगन्धमूर्धैः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनकारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर हरे कृष्णा जय श्री राधे. I'm very grateful, honored to be given this opportunity. Thanks to temple management here, our Grace Premadhatri Mataji. I'm very thankful to Nandanandana so preeti ki jai, Nandanandan Prabhu and Anand Lila Mataji for hosting. Their home is like everything combined together in Navadvip, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, and Pandharpur also. So it's a great blessing to be here. I seek all of your blessings that we can finally do a temporary conclusion to our series today, so that it will be pleasing to our acharyas, it will inspire us, and I pray that it leads to my purification of this insignificant servant's heart. And now I don't see the mic here, so I hope it will be audible. I'll try to, and you all can come forward. I generally do not jump off the Vyasasana. So you all can come forward, and you're able to hear, right?
Yes.
So which means it's fine. This technology is sometimes better. And I hope the audience online can hear too. We've been discussing about the manifest and unmanifest pastimes of Vrindavan. Vraj. Vraj in Sanskrit is a root, dhatu, which is in the sense of going. Vraja gatau. Gatau means in the sense of going. We generally define roots like this. Bhaja sevayam, which means in the sense of seva, use the root bhaja. Then Vraja gatau, in the sense of going. Why going? Because everybody is going in Vrindavan. I mean, literally, right? They keep doing parikrama. There are sages who just keep doing parikrama, maybe 2-3 parikramas in a day, and they are doing for like many, many years. This is parikrama on the foot. Then there is Dandavati parikrama. You do Dandvats. Even now in Radha Damodar, if you go, people are doing Dandavati parikrama. It's very, very interesting. Like you're walking and somebody dumb, doing the Dandavats, you're walking. It's scary also sometimes. And then if that was not enough, people do 108 Dandavati parikrama. You know about that? You take 108 stones and then you put a stone and do Dandavats. Then you get up, then put another stone and do Dandavats. 108. And then you wonder, so is it possible to do in a day? Absolutely not. It takes at least a few months.
9 months, I guess.
9 months. One Dandavati takes
9 days.
Depends how much you cover. I mean, if you are interested in eating dal bati, which you get off the thing, you will certainly stop. But it takes a lot of time. So you wonder what happens to those stones, right? So those stones are counting, right? What if a mischievous person comes and increases it? Instead of 108, you have 1008. Good luck then.
Actually, one Babaji is doing 1008.
There's 1000 parkama also in Govardhan. So it is a common understanding and traditional knowledge in Vrindavan that nobody messes up with those stones. Not dogs, not hogs, not cows, and not humans. They actually treat such persons who are doing Dandavati Parikrama with extreme reverence. It's not easy. It's a sadhana of its own. Raghunath Das Goswami would do 2000 Dandavats. And some saints say that if he didn't find 2,000 people, he will catch one person and do 2,000 Dandavats to him. Let's try it out, not 2,000, but the habit of doing Dandavats and Namaskar. If our bodies allow, we do Dandavats. If our bodies do not allow, we do Namaskar. It's a short method of becoming humble. Trinadapi sunechena tarore vasahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. An aspect of this verse is divine humility which descends from the Lord. And an aspect of this is also cultivable humility, isn't it? So by doing Dandavats, what are we trying to do? We are able to cultivate. And they say, fake it till you make it. So sometimes even if it is not there, and we do Dandavats, that bhav comes in the heart. And humility is an important aspect because only then what is the fourth line which can happen? Kirtaniya sada. So Vraj means going. Everybody is literally going, doing parikrama. And also devotees are running here and there to do what? Service to the divine couple. Those who do back altar services here, right? or um, or if in certain temples there are main pujaris, and then there is a seva which is called Dasanudas seva. I don't know if it is here. Some devotees are dressing the deities, but then there are some devotees who are being called. Hey, get that necklace. Hey, get that. Oh, this is not matching. This earring is not matching. Get this color earring. So what are we doing? It's going here and there, right? How in spiritual world, in the service of Radha Krishna, the gopis and the manjaris and everybody is running. That mood is enacted here in altar services also. You literally feel, and sometimes somebody scolds you also. Like once in one Indian temple, I'll not tell the name, I was serving and somebody asked me, get the Vetra. Now what is Vetra, you know? That stick which Krishna holds. So Krishna is standing like this. By the way, this standing posture is very difficult. We think it is very easy, but lest we try it out in front of a mirror, we'll see how difficult it is. Standing in threefold bending form. But our Lord is standing all the time. So sometimes devotees, out of compassion, थोड़ा support दे रहे हैं, so give some support, we put the Vetra. So he said, Vetra le aao. I don't. At that time, I didn't know, maybe the word was not spoken, so I got something else, and I got a right in front of the Lord chastisement. Itna bhi nahi aata tumhe. You don't even know about this, which is good. It's a training in the form of being servant of the servant. So this going is also happening. First in the sense of parikrama, and then in the sense of services. Like when some Maharajas come and it's a whole festival, run here and there, right? Get this, get that. Some initiation ceremony happens, then we get the beads. I hope that doesn't take a long time. But then get the bananas. Why? I mean, it has to be burnt, right? So get a lot of things. And this going is an aspect of Braj. But there is another aspect of Braj. Braj means something which is ever expanding, ever encompassing, all encompassing. It fills up everything. It's Vyapaka. Vyapaka means it just covers everything, right? Now that's what we have been talking about. In the corner of the room, a sack full of mustard seeds. What's that? Material world. There is a layer on that which is Viraja river. From the Viraja river, everything else is spiritual sky. At the corner of Viraja river and the spiritual sky is whose dham? Sadashiv dham, dham of Lord Shiva. And then further, there are different planetary systems where Vamana is there, Matsya is there, Vishnu is there. And finally we reach, I'm just getting it revised so that you can maybe meditate on it. What comes after the Vishnu planets? Ayodhya, then Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, Mathura, Shvetadvip, which is now Dvip, and finally Golok Vrindavan. But this setup is not geographical, but it's in the sense of depth of our consciousness. And it is right here. This Golok Vrindavan is Vyapaka. Vyapaka means it's everywhere. And why it shouldn't be? Because it is of the same nature as the Lord. Dham and Dhami. Nam and Nami. They have the same nature. Dham, Vrindavan. Dhami, who stays in Vrindavan. Is Krishna everywhere? It's everywhere. Our scriptures talk about certain objects. Vastu. First object is avastu, which means not an object. Like Hogwarts. Does it exist? Anybody been to England and saw the 9 3x4? And the kids might know. Harry Potter. People are so sagacious, they don't even, they only know Harry Potter and not Harry Potter. So in Harry Potter, we have the Hogwarts, right? Magic, the world of magic. And those who don't do magic, they are called muggles. But does it really exist? Some people may have established churches on Harry Potter, like some people have established churches on the flying spaghetti monster. What does it even mean? It's a vastu, like the horns of a rabbit. Does it exist? It does not. In our dreams, we see golden mountain. Why? Because we saw gold somewhere and we saw mountain. And then the dream we see golden mountain. Voila! But no, that is a vastu. It does not exist. Then there are some vastus like this wall, this laptop. They have an existence, I'm able to see, but they have a limited shelf life. So they are called avastavam vastu. What? Avastavam vastu. Avastavam means they are not vastava, they are not really real, they are temporary. And the whole problem is because of that. We are attached to things which are temporary, but we are. How can the eternal be attached to temporary and be happy? So the scriptures tell us, go to Vastavam Vastu. What? Vastavam Vastu. Not Avastu, which is in the dreams or the palaces in the air. Not Avastavam Vastu, which is this, but it will go away. What to get attached to? Vastavam Vastu. Real thing. Who is the real? Sri Krishna. In fact, the isness of anything, the isness of this bottle, you say, right? This is bottle. So there is isness. That comes because Paramatma is there. If there is no Paramatma, there is no existence. So Paramatma is there in everything. It's Vyapaka. And Dhami is not different than Dham. So Dham is everywhere. It's here too. It's outside there too. It's there in everybody's home. But we don't see it. And one fine day, Krishna decides to unleash wholesale, not retail, wholesale mercy by removing all the curtains. Isn't it? Now, aprakat Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan is aprakat. Aprakat means not prakat, not manifested because of the curtain of Maya. Krishna lifts everything and we have the entire play in front of us. Historical characters interact with spiritual characters. Amazing, no? It's like a big king finally opens the door. Open house. Open house. We have open houses, right? So king opens his house for everybody to come out of his mercy. So Krishna opens it. But it happens only for how many years? 120 or so years. Then Krishna winds everything back. Curtain is closed. Something remains outside the curtain. What's that? Yamuna Devi, Govardhan, and Auvilau, Vraj-Raj. This is called Drishyaman Vrindavan. Clear? Aprakat, Prakat, and then what is left is Drishyaman. And Vrindavan gets covered with forest. Who comes then? Vajranab comes. He excavates those places and creates the first excavation of Vrindavan. And we call this the fourth category of Vrindavan, Bhauma Vrindavan. What do we call? Bhauma Vrindavan, the Vrindavan of the Bhumi. But it's special. You say, what's so special about it? I mean, you can create some nice diorama somewhere else also. But that particular place, which is 2.5 hours southeast of Delhi, and now you have Yamuna Expressway from Noida and the Sona Expressway taking you in 2.5, 3 hours there. That particular geographical place where Hema Malini is the MP. Whatever. There is a Braj Vikas Tirth Parishad, and now the Mathura Municipal Corporation and Vrindavan Municipality have merged together to become a Mathura Vrindavan Nagar Nigam. That nuts and bolt places, right? It's special. Why? Because the curtain is very thin there. Curtain is quite thin there. Drishyaman Vrindavan is there. I mean, we don't have Govardhan here, right? The original 24 karat Govardhan is not here. So that Bhauma Vrindavan is special. Although so many things are going on, but it's still special. It is special because the curtain is thin, and if, as following in the footsteps of acharyas, we do sadhana well and we get mercy, we might see some pastimes. We might see what's going on behind the curtain. And it has happened in the lives of so many saints. There is a place called Pushpavan. It is in Govardhan. Anybody been to this place? I don't know if now they have pushpas, but in the time of Krishna, it's a pastime place. And on the earth and in the God of Vrindavan also. Krishna is little, he wants to exert his authority, as they say. So he's going around and telling, don't pick flowers. To whom he's selling? Radha and the gopis. Generally, Krishna's friends take his side. But they have had a very bitter experience recently in Barsan, where following Krishna's lead, they went and asked gopis to give taxes. This pastime happens in Sakhari Khor. In Barsana, we were talking the other day, if you don't climb up the Ladli Lal, you go this way. So first you will come to the Chiksoli Gram, the outskirts of it. And then there's a very nice forest. And then you go further, there is a slippery place. Walk with caution. Generally, we take out our slippers, then walk it. Or sometimes on the side, we walk with slippers also. And you might find a Pandit coming saying that, hey, that's a charan of Radharani. That's a charan of Krishna. Put something. And you might find small girls blocking your path as you're crossing the Sanknikot. Tax. They have become trained. And we narrate our philosophy, they have become trained. But we should not condescendingly look at them. It is said in Braj, if you see one small lali walking around, she is, think of Radharani. If you see three, Radha, Lalita, Vishakha. If you see two boys, might be Krishna and Balram. So some devotees carry prasadam packets because they generally ask at least minimum 5-10 rupees. So if you have, give it to them, else take the prasadam, but we be very respectful. It is this Sakri core where Krishna would also block. So they are anyway following him. So he would block and ask taxes because this is my land. But this fine day, everybody had a bad experience. A lot of gopis came. They surrounded all the gopas and tied them to the trees in Vilasgarh, which is another area near that late area, Dangarh, with their shikhas. So the gopas were tied with the shikhas to the trees. And then they had to be really humiliated. And finally they were released. So today they wanted not to be a party. Sometimes he would come and hear his guru speak. But he was totally attached to this service. Maybe some chanting was happening here and there, but he was totally focused on this service. One fine day, all the other disciples came and told him. Guru also realized he has not come to attend the class. He comes generally during this time, he gets free from his service. He should be here. It's not. Charges, what happened? I don't know, you go and look, he's just standing. So they went, and he was just sitting like. And from here, tears are pouring, and a puddle is being created. Just like no other expression. It is like tears are falling. Who don't understand? Krishna decorates the hair. He is just walking. Both are walking together along with their entrails, and they say hello to me. Krishna, Bhagavatam, it comes. Krishna comes and shakes hands with Ramaji. What's up? He's very personal. Personal people exchange greetings. So here Radharani and Krishna are walking and say, hi. Just imagine if suppose it happens to us. Even if some people are doing drama, right? Right, like ILS, ISKCON Leadership Sangha, last 2023, Bhakti Marg Maharaj performed this drama Sakshi book. Oh my Lord. It was so beautiful. And Krishna was extremely naughty. And he was fully painted black. And later on, like people are going who's and ahs on Krishna, right? Oh, this is Krishna, take picture. As though, it's Krishna only. So if like some actor Krishna says hello to us and we faint, what if real Krishna and Radharani come and say, hello, Haribol Prabhu, Haribol Mataji? It happened with him, and he got all the sattvic vikaras of stage of prema, and the Guru said, your work is done. You're done. You achieved whatever you wanted to achieve. आप कृतकृत्य हो गए. जो करना था कर लिया. How did it happen? By following the instructions of his Gurudev, year after year, decade after decade. Simple, right? And one fine day, what happened? In that curtain, there was a big square hole, and he saw what was going behind. Same Lila, which was happening, Krishna decorating the hill. So, Homa Vrindavan is special. In some other places, maybe the curtain is there, but it will be concrete curtain. I mean, it's a wall. You do anything, shout Hare Krishna, nothing is happening, no hole, nothing is happening. Some other place it could be little less. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada, our temples are embassies. So the curtain there is also less because it's potency of Srila Prabhupada that's working. Narottam Das Thakur also was seen, right? And therefore he was singing about Vrindavan. And that time Vrindavan, Narottam Das Thakur came maybe in 15th century, 1550s, 60s, like that. And that time we last time talked about that restoration was happening, lot of forests were there. It was natural land, right? But what he's saying, Vrindavana Ramya Sthan Divya Chinta Manisha Atanam Mandira Raja-Hamsa Keli Ahe Chode आज हम सबके लिखा आगे चोखे keep saying, keep saying, keep saying. Kanaka Kamal, golden lotus. Hard to see that, right? But they are saying behind the curtain, isn't it? And he also served his Gurudev. Gurudev said, no, I won't give initiation. But he said, I will only take initiation from you slowly, but keep going. And he then used to clean the places with his own hand. No tissue papers and paper towels for them. With his own hand, cleaning the place where Loknath Goswami was responding to the call for permission daily. Ashrudhara ke saath. So Digya, kya Digya? मध्ये हेमपीठ अस्त्रदण्डे वेष्टित मध्ये हेमपीठ Rama Sange Sundari Radhika. Beautiful Radhika is there in the Ratna Simhasana, the jewel, the throne bedecked with jewels. And this is located where? In the world. You know the world? Lotus has a world. These days we hardly see lotuses, but it's a golden lotus with many, many petals. And in the world, there is a Ratna Simhasan where who is sitting? Sundari Radhika. With whom? Sham Sundar. And there are 8 petals. And who are sitting on the 8 petals? Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, Champakalata, Tunga Vidya, Indu, Rekha. Rekha? Lekha. Ralayor Abheda. Praharad, Prahalad. Right? Rati means Dadati. Shri Rati means who gives Shri. So Shri Ra means who gives Shri. And Ra is non-different than La. So Shri Ra is Shri La. That's the meaning of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada means one who gives opulence, opulence of bhakti. So Indu Rekha, Indu Lekha, Ranga Devi, Sudevi. These are twins. And we see the innocence in that 70 mm or more than that screen in Mayapur, right? How they are looking at the divine couple. Have you noticed that? The big eyes, innocence maximized, right? We will lose all our duplicity by seeing how they are seeing Krishna, isn't it? Hindi, there's a nice word for it. वे युगल को निहार रहे हैं, देख नहीं रहे हैं, निहार रहे हैं. Just they are, some are holding the betel nut box, some are holding chamra, some are holding water, some are holding garlands. They are looking, their entire sarvasva is Jugal Kishore. And they are sitting all around in the 8 petals. And who is sitting in the middle? Shama Sange Sundar Shama Sange Rup Lavanya Rashi Amiya Pariche Khati Asya Parihas Together. Yeah. O Rupa Lavanya Rashi, you're very beautiful. And what are they doing? Hasya Parihasa Sambhashan. Maybe they're joking, maybe they're lying, maybe they are showing duplicitous behavior. But we don't have any problem, do we? We have if politicians do. But not them. Why? दान केली कलो लुप्त dharma maryadayor bhaje. That's what happened. Uddhava came, oh, I'll teach you Gyan. And what did they do? They took the Gyan, made a sack out of it called the Gyan Gudri, dumped it, and said, in Braj, this song is very famous. Anybody knows? जे तो प्रेम की बात है उद्धव, बंदगी तेरे बस की नहीं है. ये प्रेम की बात है. And that is the most tough, right? ढाई आंख नहीं, पंडित पढ़ जग मुआ, पंडित भया पोथी पढ़ जग मुआ, PhD कर जग मुआ, पंडित भया न को ढाई आखर प्रेम का जाने so pandit hoy, something like that. Prem is most important. Sometimes devotees say, I don't know Sanskrit, should I invest? Well, if we have wherewithal and the in ruchi and we are seva calls for it, great, but we should not get hung up on this. Hung up on nothing, because bhakti is beyond anything. In fact, the very fact we are chanting means we have done all the gymnastics in the past. There is this nice verse, some of you may remember. Yat jivagre vartate naam tubhyam. Yat jivagre, jiski jiba ke aage, in whose tip of the tongue there is holy name. Not even tongue, like it's tip of the tongue. They have done everything. Tepus tapas te juhus sasnurarya brahmanachur naam grananti ete. Aho batashvapachote gariyan. That's the verse, right? Even if somebody is cooking the dog, it's unheard, it's very yuck, right? But there are places where people do it. Yet if they are chanting, which means they would have done. They are amazing. This word has ataha, means even from the learned Brahman, they are celebrated if they are chanting, and means they would have done a lot of things in the past. So some of the pure devotees we see, they may not have knowledge of language. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South and this Brahmana was like, Dharma tetre, tulut tetre. I mean, he would be saying in a weird way and maybe crying. If you go to China and other places, the R is often pronounced as, how does it mantra become? Ale Krishna. See the heart. Others, maybe a Sanskrit Pandit would come and say, big problem. And Krishna is hearing loud and clear what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. He is hearing loud and clear, even though the sound may be Ale or whatever, right? Somebody may have stammering, tutlana. अब वो तुतला के बोल रहा है लेकिन भाव बढ़िया है. Then what? Krishna is hearing loud and clear. Somebody is not able to speak, but in the mind he is chanting. Krishna is hearing loud and clear. So bhakti is not dependent on anything. Here, therefore, Narottam Das Thakur is saying that they are doing hasya, parihasa, sambhashane, and that we love. When Madhumangal comes and slams his armpits in a joking manner, you know that we used to do in childhood, then we don't say, oh, so uncivilized. No, when he does it, we feel, something great is happening, and then we feel like, idam mama bhuyat. This, I should also become a part of this crowd, right? Parikaras. These are ragatmika bhaktas. And when we start getting, after some years in Krishna consciousness, after chanting, and we feel, that association is much better. What I am doing in the material world. So much studies. Some of you are going to college. I am remembering my days. Big headache, right? And if you have gotten taste of bhakti, after a while say, idam mama bhuyat. Let me be participated. Let me participate in those pastimes. So he's saying, hasya parihasa sambhashane. Then what he's saying? Narottam das koi nitya lila sukhamoy. This is our aspiration. That spuraka more mane. Spuratka means spurti ho. Spurti in the heart. What does that mean? The curtain got a hole and we see the pastime. This pastime of they sitting. This arrangement in which they are sitting is very special. You know what it's called? Yoga Peeth. There are 3 Yoga Peeth places in Vrindavan, Braj Mandal. The morning one is in Gupta Kund near Nandagram. Gupta Kund, where after Radharani comes from Barsana or Javat, cooks, and Madhumangal is having nice pastime. Ki, he's eating and throwing also, and eating and throwing also. And then he's creating a joke. All the Ashta-sattvika vikaras I get while eating. So Balram is asking, Ashta-sattvika vikaras? Said, when I see rabdi, tears overflow from my eyes. When I see gulab jamun, horripilation. And after I eat, Mrityu. That's the last Ashta-sattvika vikara. So this funny pastime is happening, but after they eat and they are offered tambul, they rest, they escape. And they escape to Gupta Kund, and this arrangement happens, where all the gopis are sitting in the Ashtadala, and in the middle, who is there? Shama Sange Sundari Radhika. First Yoga Peeth. So in the morning, if suppose you are really stressed out, I mean, we always get stressed out, right? Work happens, meeting happens, baithak, baithak, baithak. And maybe we can close our eyes. This 9 a.m., around that time, Krishna and along with Radha and gopis would be there where? Gupta Kund. And Hasya Paribhasa Sambhashane. And suppose then we come home, meetings, taking lunch and worn out totally. Or if we are little fortunate of not going to the meetings, then maybe our kids have worn us out or the cooking has worn us out. Then we can think that all of them, after eating their lunch, are in Radha Kund. So the second Yoga Peeth is in Radha, where a similar arrangement happens. And in the night, they come to Vrindavan downtown. Not downtown, but near to downtown. Because right now the downtown has shifted. It was earlier near Govindev. Once we went to Govindev temple and asked the Pujari ji, koi ताऊ लोग आते नहीं हैं ऐसे ही हतो पहले भी it was like this earlier. Said no, we were quite famous earlier. Govind Dev was the center at that time. It was seen, they say, from Agra also. But over the time, somebody, किसी और को बहुमत मिल गया. Somebody else has gotten the majority. Who is he? बांके बिहारी लाल की जय. I mean, at Vrindavan, people come mostly for 3 temples. Prem Mandir, Banke Bihari, or Angrezon ka Mandir, ISKCON temple. So these 3 have the maximum Bahumat. But earlier it was Govind Dev. And it is at Govind Dev with 3rd Yoga Peeth is there. That's why Govind Dev is a very special place. It is said that the Govind Dev temple, the base is like kurma. Single structure risen up. And like Madan Mohan has a flower at the top, have you seen the big tower? The flower is present internally to Govind Dev. If you look up at the ceilings, if you dare to put the spectacles inside, because Govind Dev temple has become the, the lounge for monkeys. Freely going here and there. And suppose luckily you put and look up, you will see a lotus carved in stone. So this is the 3rd Yoga Peeth. And Narottam Das Thakur is praying that let me be given that vision of yoga. Sometimes we anchor for vision. Sometimes from behind the curtain, we may not see a hole and a vision, but we might smell something. Sometimes people walking in the fields feel that this smell is special. And if it is not smell, sometimes it is, that day we discussed, divine orchestra, right? The orchestras of Ayan, but it's not Ayan in Vrindavan, we call it Jai Ho, Jai Ho. So we may hear that orchestra, but it's not the usual orchestra of somebody doing, but it's a divine orchestra. So the curtain is so thin in the home of Vrindavan that you might smell something, you might hear something, you might feel somebody's hand, you might feel somebody's presence. So many saints, even 50, 100 years, in the past, have described that they were stuck somewhere. Somebody came Baba kahan atak rahe ho? Ye roti kha. And he gave a tikkad. In Vrindavan we have thick rotis. It's called tikkad. This thick, and they are made on kanda, which is the gobar patties, cow dung patties. Americans would have heard, those who are not, or even Indians who are not familiar with that culture, cooking on a cow dung patty. That's revolutionary. This thick. And along with that, somebody will give them a makhan and tanti ka achar. Those, I don't know, in South India, this gonguru achar is there, right? So very similar, this small berry-like thing. Now if you go in Andirvan, even without asking, ladies will come and give you this nice thick rotis along with that berry pickles. Oh, that beats any of the 5-star Sanjeev Khanna's recipe or whatever. So many people have realized somebody came and then evaporated. Went. Who was he? Some girl came and gave a milk and it's gone. Who was she? So sometimes not only you can see, not only you can hear, not only you can smell, but feel also. And if we live in this bhav and enter in with this bhav in Vrindavan, oh, nothing like it, right? So that is what Narottam Das Thakur is praying for. Now people complain. So many people are coming now. And then some people are coming with, like modern clothes and modern gadgets and modern speech. You know what I mean. But just see, as compared to any other city, this Bhaum Vrindavan, there is a difference. In other cities, people may be walking with Vishaya Vasanas in their heart. At least in Vrindavan, if they are coming, there would be a good scope of Shraddha in their heart, right? For whatever reason, they may also come to ask for good marks in the college or good Lakshmi, so on and so forth. But at least some Shraddha is there towards the divinity, right? In these cities, that Shraddha is not there. And Shraddha is the key. Our whole journey begins with what? Shraddha. And Bhakti has a hopping nature. Bhakti hops from person to person. For us sadhakas, it is paramount we meet sadhakas with higher Shraddha than us, so that Shraddha will flow. Right now, trouble happens in Bhakti because Shraddha becomes nyuna for various reasons, right? And we associate with prouder devotees for what? So that Shraddha will hop. If we meet good sadhakas, Shraddha hops. If we meet good bhavukas, bhava hops. And if we meet good premikas, prema hops. It always hops. It's not important what we know, but who we know. In Hindi, कहेंगे सब रसाई का मामला है. Rasai is a shabd in Hindi, if somebody are from Hindi, which means like connection, networking, right? So here also networking works. We do bhakti, we do some branded version of bhakti, something, but our acharyas tell their acharyas, see, such a nice bhakti he is doing. So the recommendation goes up, and finally Radharani tells Krishna, see, so many recommendation letters are there. So it's a matter of networking. Sometimes we may feel that, oh, the teacher who was teaching us is not in a good standing anymore. She has difficulties. But that doesn't mean every other teacher is sleeping, snoring, right? ऐसा नहीं है कि there is only one teacher और सारे they are sleeping. No, they are doing like this. Come, I will take you up. I will take you up. If one teacher has a problem, other teachers are waiting. They are not sitting with folded hands, right? That's the reason we go out and present ourselves to devotees so that their Shraddha hops. And hence Bhauma Vrindavan special, because people are not robots there. People are not Vishaya Vasanas Punjas there, but they are Shraddha Punjas. They are filled with Shraddhas. Just, we can see it in this light, right? That they're spending their weekends in Vrindavan. Something must be there. Of course, they may do here and there things, but this part is appreciable. And their hope is, and our hope is, that perhaps by going to Vrindavan, we move from customary bhakti to becoming a little crazy for Krishna. One saint was visiting Vrindavan when Vrindavan was very, like dusty roads, and he saw one Mani Baba sitting. This Mani Baba would not talk, but he had a slate and a chalk. So he wrote, everybody thinks, then he erased, that people are mad, erased, for Krishna, erased. And if you stay longer, you will too become crazy for Krishna. Saints have immortalized this feeling in a very nice song. Nandanandana so priti ki jai. Nandanandana so priti. Priti means love. Srila Prabhupada would tell what? They asked, Prabhupada, what's your final instruction? He told about intelligence and cooperation in serving him. But he also told, just love Krishna. Do whatever you want to do, but love whom? Krishna. If we do all the gymnastics, but the preeti for Nandanandan has not developed, then it is Shamai Vahi Kevalam. Bhagavatam begins with this sloka. Sampati vipati pare pratipale. Sampati ho ya vipati ho. When Lord of Sampati comes, like Sudama got Lord of Sampati, or when Vipatti came, when he had nothing, and his wife had to say, Baba, go there, you will get something, there is nothing to eat. His dhoti was not dhoti, it was full of patches. In India here we don't have. India we have Rafu and Rangai. You know that? Oh, I love that name. Rafu and Rangai. So you go there and they will exactly figure out, okay, this is a cream cloth, they'll figure out a cream patch and then patch it. But it's not exactly, you can figure it out. It's Rafu and Rangai. But after a while, there is so much Rafu and Rangai that it's only patches. And original cloth is gone. His dhoti was like that. And torn in some places where you can't even patch it. Sampati vipati. Pare pratipale. And he's saying, Kripa kare. So ji jai ji jai. If he does mercy, you will live. Japo rakhe saiya, maar sake na koi. Krishna protects, we'll live. If he doesn't want us, we won't live. Kripa kare so ji jai Nand nandan so priti. Nand nandan so priti ki jai. Nandanandana so priti. Nandanandana so priti ki jai. Nandanandana so priti. Prabhupada would say, Smartavya satatam Vishnuhu vismartavya na jatu chit. Sarva vidhi nitshedasyu etayoreva kinkara. Remember Krishna all the time and never forget. I said, what is the need of this never forget? No, we may remember Krishna and remember Harry Potter also. Oh, no. It should be only one. Jealous lover. Prema gati galiyati sakhari. Jame bhayo na do. And that Sakhri Ghor is like that too. Two devotees, bad idea. You'll slip and trip and fall. Only one. Hast kamal ki छाया राखे. हस्त कमल की छाया राखे. अंतर घट की जाने अंतर घट की जाने नंद नंदन सो जय. Nandanandana so priti की जय, नंदनंदन की जय। हस्त कमल की छाया राखे. Desires us more than we deserve. Then Gopakumar reaches back home, back to Godhead. In the book Brihad Bhagavatamrita, then Krishna embraces him. He falls down. He cries. He rolls on the dust of Vrindavan. And Balram is thinking, क्या हो गए हो? कौन आ गए हो भाई यहाँ पे? And Yashoda Maiya तो मोए लालो को कौन कर रहे हो है? She is very protective. At least 100 kisses before departing to the forest. And फिर भी क्यों जा रहे हो है? Your lotus feet is so soft. At least wear bata shoes. So he says, the cows are not wearing, I shall also not wear. So everybody is like, what happened? He's fainting, he's rolling in the dust because his dear devotee has finally made it. So Krishna said, अरे वो बोलते हैं कितने पापड़ बेले तेरे लिए. So much. English में कैसे करेंगे? So many papads I rolled. No, it doesn't make sense. So many things I did. I sent Jayanta, your guru. I only sent. We are so belligerent. You know the belligerent? In Hindi it is dheet, obstinate. And Maya is good in making us one fine musical instrument, right? Somebody becomes a sitar. Every time Maya is plucking, tung, something is getting hurt. For some people, Maya makes them ridanga. Slap from here, slap for there, and then you tighten it, right? In the tabla. So Maya makes us a very fine musical instrument also. And they're screaming, Krishna, at least change the nature of Maya or change the nature of Jiva, na? Maya, slapping. Jiva, not cooperating. And it's a stalemate. What to do? So Krishna comes up with the third option. What's the third option? Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Shadma Bando Moi Shavadhana. And what happened? Jahar Prasade E Bhavato. Broke the stalemate, right? E Bhavat Oriya Jai. He broke the stalemate. Either he comes himself as Guru, or he empowers somebody to become Guru, or he creates the Guru out of his mercy. So Guru is nothing but Kripa Sindhu. And because of him, E Bhavato Hiya Jai Krishna Bhakti Ore Jai. He's Karuna Sindhu. So he comes as Guru and he breaks the stalemate. Why? Because the jivas are belligerent. But rest assured, Hast Kamal ki chaya rakhe. Krishna Chakri Thakur is telling, encouraging the devotees in his book, Bho sadhaka tishta tishta. Arey, thade raho. Just don't get down from this bhakti train. How many of us are from Mumbai or have been to Mumbai? We have local trains. What's the strategy to get into the local trains? Just stand. What's the strategy to get out? Just stand. But don't do that in the middle of the journey. Just don't get off the local train. Be in that train. So the process may seem to be tough at times, and we are waking up at the wrong sides of the bed some morning. Somebody said something, सुबह वही चल रहा है दिमाग में. It's tough. It happens with us. In movies, they show only the significant portions, right? And you think, wow, Gaza, life is so full of excitement. No, Baba, it's the daily grind which kills, isn't it? वही ब्रश करना है सुबह, वही कैसे घुमाने हैं. Daily grind, right? However, hote hote, things drop. Why? Kleshagni Shubhada. That's the quality of bhakti, kleshagni, which means all the kleshas are destroyed. It is bound to destroy. Some remain, but we don't suffer. It changes. So he's saying, Hasta kamal ki chhaya rakhe. Don't worry. Antar ghat ki jaane. He knows your heart. He knows your desires also. Kardama Muni was तपस्या कर रहे थे पर उनकी डिजायर थी अभी गृहस्थ में जाना है. ठाकुर जी knew. But when Kardama was honest about it, उनके आंखों से अश्रु निकल रहे. ठाकुर जी was crying. I am amazed by your honesty. And that we were together at that place, Bindu Sarovar in Jagannath Puri. No, that happened somewhere else. Anyway, that happens in the it happened in the Gujarat, but similar crying thing, the crying thing became a Sarovar, an emblem that Thakurji Krishna knows the heart. So we can be rest assured. Paramanand Indra so Vaibhav Paramanand Indra so Vaibhav Viprasudama Payo Payo Viprasudama Payo Payo Nandanandana so ki jai Nandanandana so ki jai Nandanandana so. Love our Nandanandan Prabhu also for opening his home and giving us divine glimpses of Pandharpur Dham. But Vrindavan was excavated. Devotees are seeing. It was excavated once by Vajranath. It was excavated second time by whom? The Goswamis. But then the Kali Ghata of troubles came. Mahmud Ghaznavi, we heard about it, right? 1017 BC AD attacked Vrindavan and this area. Then Sikandar Lodhi did that. Last time we talked about it towards the end of the 15th century. Then it was a golden period of second excavation, but after that came Aurangzeb. In 1665, he banned, they do the banning in thoda sa jhatka, fir thoda sa jhatka, fir hathoda. So he first banned what? He banned the utsavs of Vraj. Vraj is known by the festivals. If you have to hit the heart of some culture, lash out what? Festivals. And if you have to give encouragement to a tradition, encourage the festivals. That's why credit goes to America and West that they really served Prabhupada by giving encouragement and support to Jagannath Rath Yatra. Isn't it? In London, bilkul chaude mein, as they say in Hindi, right on the main streets, devotees are enacting civil disobedience, mridanga breaking pastime in front of police bobbies. I mean, this is chutzpah, audacity, or auqat, as we say. But they are telling, you better not do it. Otherwise, the civil disobedience movement had already happened. And bobbies are dancing also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Ram, Hare. But Aurangzeb attacked Holi. In Braj, it is not Holi, it is Hori. Oh, it's not Hori, it is Hora. Like we have Kachodi, but in Nasirabad, there is Kachoda. If anybody is from Rajasthan, this bit. So Braj Hori is it's called Hora because it's for 48 days. That was slashed. Then other festivals. And this has been noted down by historical travelers. There was this traveler called Nicolas Manucci, Italian. How many of you have heard the name of Forrest Gump? Some people have heard. And then uska bhi remake, somebody told me it happened in India. What was it? Lal Singh Chadda. So it is the story of a person who finds himself in all the events. Right place or wrong place, but he's there. right? That's a story. It's a Kalpnik story. So Forrest Gump found himself in like so many things. This Nicholas Manucci found himself in all the exciting events. He became the doctor for a Mughal. Then he became the fighter for the Mughal. Then he became the secretary. Then he was negotiating between Shivaji Maharaj and Mughals. Then later on he goes to Pondicherry. Then he supports the East India Company. Then he settles and dies. So from 1637 to 1700s, 80 years of his life, 60 years he was in India. So he provides the most honest description of what is happening in India. So he's saying, they slashed all the festivals in Vrindavan, in Mathura. That was not enough. 1669, they attacked the Keshavji temple. You know the Keshavji temple? Now it's a beautiful Keshavji deity. If you haven't seen, please go next time to Mathura. There's a Janmasthan, Mathura Janma Bhumi, Krishna Janma Bhumi. Uske piche there is a Keshavji temple. And big, like paintings of Sankirtan are being kept there. This Keshavji temple was very old. And Bir Singh Bundela of Orchha. Anybody from Madhya Pradesh? Madhya Pradesh, Orchha is there. There is Bir Singh Bundela. He spent 33 lakhs at that time in the kingdom of Jahangir to build this temple. And then after a while, होता है ना कि new thing you make and then kunda toot gaya. Graha pravesh kiya hi to kunda toot gaya. That day we were saying, right, we cleaned the place and then after a while it's unclean. Sometimes our bodies only exfoliate so much that much of the uncleanliness in the room is product of our body only. So the small slab broke down. And Dara Shikoh, Dara Shikoh, he was the brother of Aurangzeb, but very much interested in Upanishads. He got it made. Instead of wood slab, it was stone slab. Aurangzeb got angry. First of all, he was angry with temple. He was doubly angry with Dara Shikoh. And this linked together, the Dara Shikoh sponsored a stone slab for temple. He got doubly mad, triply mad. And it destroyed the Keshavji temple. An Eidgah was built on the top of it, which I think we see now. And slabs from the temple was used later on in places to build the mosque. Thankfully, although in 1944, Madan Mohan Malviya, Hanuman Prasad Poddar of Gita Press, and Swami Akhandanand Saraswati and other people, they got the temple made. And this temple is so unique that it has Bhagavatam verses and Srila Prabhupada's translations in English on the main walls. And if you go inside, the Parikrama has all the 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam in copper plates to preserve them. It's a Bhagavatam temple, but it took from 1669 to 1940. And in Vrindavan, what happened? Govind Dev temple was destroyed. Some stories were destroyed, but then Hanuman was there. It's called Singhapore Hanuman, right behind the Govind Dev temple. That Hanuman deity is there. He shouted and everybody got scared. Something is happening, but the damage was done. However, the news had reached because Aurangzeb even changed the name of Mathura to, anybody knows? Islamabad. The name of Mathura was changed to Islamabad. This news went and Goswami started hiding the deities. Govind Dev was taken out in the bullock carts, in the hay. Just imagine, Thakurji jinka skin itna komal hai, hay se ढके हुए, जो 56 भोग खा रहे हैं, पता नहीं कैसे, how he would be eating. Govind Dev taken out, Madan Mohan taken out, Gopinath taken out, Radha Vallabha taken out, Banke Bihari too taken out. And thanks to the Rajputa Bhakti. Rajasthan, it is said, they have a lot of bhakti, but thodi as they say, Mardangi Bhakti, right? Maar kaatenge bhi, Hare Krishna, kaat bhi kar. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. That's how many kings were there. One of the king was there, he was such a devoted, he said, Only after 4 hours of chanting, I'll come out of my room. Huh? Usme anything happens, I don't care. And Krishna thought, बहुत पागल भक्त मिला है. Because of him, everybody had to suffer. So Krishna fought. Krishna fought. Sometimes in whatever, the linguistic also becomes transcendental. So he fought. And then after 4 hours, he comes out and he says, what happened? Fighting is going on. So he ran there. And at that time, they had nice relation after the war. And the person who was reputed, he comes, I think he was Madhav Singh. And this person was Jaimal. So Madhav Singh comes and tells, क्या लड़ा वो सिपाही को? क्या सुंदर था. And just imagine you're fighting and you're drooling, right? So, I mean, एक बहुत पहले एक मूवी आई थी, आँखियों से गोली मारे. Or I don't know, it was a song. So Thakurji literally does that, and he did that in Kurukshetra war also. And the arrow were like the balm after that, right? Already people were like, is this fellow? Cut. Depression. So here Madhu Singh too. I mean, can I meet him? So, like, who can ride that horse so wonderfully? And then he realized this was Thakurji coming in Chadma Vesh. Chadma Vesh means like a hidden Vesh. And he said, let me do Dandavats to you. You are so fortunate, you got his darshan. Such were the Rajputs, and they provided shelter to the deities, especially Savai Jai Singh, 1700 to 1743. Savai Jai Singh too. Savai kyun? Savai, Ser pe Sawa Ser, right? So Savai was an upadhi which was given ki you're not Ek, you are Sawa, more than others. So this Savai Jai Singh too was mathematician also. He got Euclid. Euclid, you heard the name? Maths people. Euclid point theorem and things. He got Euclid's book Elements translated also, perhaps in Sanskrit. But he was so sharp and he realized, now I have to break up with these Mughals. So he started establishing a whole Varnashrama ruler. He did Ashwamedha Yajna also. And he was instrumental in telling people, you subscribe to all those 4 sampradayas, huh? Otherwise nothing doing. But he got an entire city built for Govind Dev. You know the city? Jaipur. And later on, Jai Singh got many Jai Singh Purams built in many holy cities like Varanasi, Mathura, and Vrindavan. Next time you go to Vrindavan near Radharaman, there is a place called Jai Singh Ghera. And if you're really lucky in Shravana, we are now in Shravana, I think it's raining in Vrindavan. In Shravana, it was a history in Vrindavan that people from all across the world would come and watch the transcendental theater of Vrindavan. What's the theater? आओ सखी प्यारी पिया और प्यारी की रास दुलारी की गिरिवर धारी की. Braj songs, and they will enact Ras and Lila. Ras means the dance, and Lila means all the funny Leelas in which Madhu Mangal is the main jokester. On the platform, it happens in Shravan this season. Because और कुछ करने का नहीं है. It's raining, so they watch this Leela. Jai Singh Ghera, even now, high-class Leelas happen. So, Jai Singh Purams were made, Jai Singh Ghera happened, and now we are seeing a new form of Vrindavan coming. I'll take 10 more, 10 minutes. It's 8 already. 7:56. So technically 4 minutes, but I don't want to speak in Shankar Mahadevan's breathless style. That will be a... So with your permission, can I go 5-10 minutes more? Grateful. Thank you. So, Vrindavan is now entering a new phase. The deities are coming out of Vrindavan. They are getting settled in different parts. It's a new Vrindavan. We call it Nava Vrindavan. Nava Vrindavan was actually not a new phenomenon. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, when they were in Ramakeli, they had Nava Vrindavan. Then there is Bir Hambir in Manipur. He snatched or robbed the manuscripts which were sent by Jiva Goswami along with Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, and Shamanand Pandit to Bengal. And he was having his dacoit come astrologer party, and they would say, oh, they are coming with treasures. But he robbed and found what was the treasure? Manuscripts. Ab Kala Akshar Bhais Barabar for something who is not interested in books, right? But Srinivas Acharya came in his kingdom. He mesmerized the king, Bir Hambir, with his accurate representation of Bhagavatam. King became repentant that I stole the manuscripts, and he became what? Bhakta of Srinivas Acharya. We have seen this, right? Yat yat acharati shreshtas tat tat eve guru janaha. So it is so important also to preach to the class. Then whole kingdom changed. They would go around with tilakas. Earlier, Bir Hambir was a Shaivite in Tantric Vidya. Charity he would do, but he was a lot big Tantra, black magic and things like. But after he became Vaishnava, we worship the black god, black magic. Ki zarurat hi nahi hai. So, very respectfully, he told the people, please chant, otherwise out of the kingdom. Literally, माला करोगे तो अंदर, नहीं तो जय श्री राधे और जय श्री कृष्ण. Very, I mean, little gung ho, but that's how he wanted to establish what? His Vaishnava kingdom. Even Pidi after Pidi, Manipur is famous for their Vaishnava dance, the Ras Lila dance, and Srila Prabhupada's one of the favorite disciples, you know, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Ph.D, Prabhupada said, our doctor, our scientist, he came from that sort of tradition, and he popularized the beautiful Ras Lila enactment by the Manipuri dancers. And there is a Manipuri temple now in near Radhakund too. So Nava Vrindavans were already there, but now they started happening in a different manner, right? The deities were out. Jaipur, Karoli, Kanaka Vrindavan, Jaydev Goswami, so on and so forth. This saga of Nava Vrindavan continued. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also in Mayapur built Nava Vrindavan, isn't it? If you go near his, near where his Samadhi is there, the Chaitanya Mutt, there is a Govardhan, there is Sham Kund, Radha Kund, and you can do Parikrama. And then Srila Prabhupada. Oh, not only he established Nava Vrindavan, he established every Nava, lot of Nava things, right? New Jagannath Puri in San Francisco, New Vrindavan in West Virginia, New Dwarka, isn't it? And now the tradition goes New Talvan, New Bholavan, New this, New that, New Ramareti, isn't it? What is this Nava Vrindavan? We have a Prakat Vrindavan behind the curtain. 5,000 years it comes out, Prakat Vrindavan for 120 years. Then it goes back and leaves Bilau and what? Yamuna. Those are Drishyaman Vrindavan. Then Vaishnava comes and excavates and builds Bhauma Vrindavan. Then it gets covered, and Goswamis come in 16th century, build the Bhaum Vrindavan again. Then it gets covered and it is built, but now the deities are moving out. And devotees are taking that spirit within their hearts and recreating Vrindavans everywhere. What do we see in the altar in your home? Vrindavan. In everybody's altar. It's Vrindavan. It's the expression of our heart also, which is aided by the strength of our acharyas. We don't have to. Tukaram would say, what? Goda tuje rupa, Goda tuje nama. Goda is like sweet.
Sweet.
Huh? Sweet is your name, sweet is your rupa. And now they are manifested here. Our gurus have sort of, they are pushing us. They are inspiring us. And this Vrindavan is, Nav Vrindavan is appearing here too. Isn't that wonderful? There is one more Vrindavan. So what are Vrindavan we talk? Aprakat, Prakat, Drishyaman, Bhaum, and Nav, Sadhu Sangha Vrindavan. Even if an asadhu comes, still he benefits. Why Sadhu Sangha Vrindavan? Tatra Tisthami Narada Yatra Gayanti Mad Bhakta. Wherever my devotees glorify, that's Vrindavan. Sadhu Sangha is so important because that's where we develop the bhav, isn't it? In fact, it is the cornerstone. Because unless we have that impression coming from the Sadhu Sangha, when we go to Vrindavan now, what we may see, the dogs and the local sanitary department of pigs, the monkeys having territorial fight, one monkey with his group of she monkeys and another monkey with his group of she monkeys on the two side of the buildings, not two side. I mean, there is an alleyway and one building, and they're fighting. Tu idhar nahi aana, tu udhar hi rahe. And sometimes think, wow, very similar to humans. Territorial. And then you see now forests are not there in Vrindavan. There are only 3 forests remaining: Nidhivan, Seva Kunj, and Kishorvan. Trees are not there. And you go up to the little bit further away, you see, oh, a new community called Vasudev Elements. Wow, there was supposed to be a lot of trees here. And then you get whether I should break my home, I am also contributing to it. Then you see the sewage problem there because Vrindavan is not made for a lot of crowds, right? Small villages had open sewage, which may be kind of unheard to many of you. But yeah, they have open sewage. If so many people come, what happens? Mess. And if rains happen, double mess. It is achintya bheda bheda, what is gutter pani and what is the rainwater. But everybody, Radhe, Radhe, chalte raho. Baad mein naha lenge yaar. But it's tough. And you think, is it the same Vrindavan? It is supposed to be Bhaum Vrindavan, right? Bhaum Vrindavan, the curtain is thin. And what happened to Yamuna? It looks, I mean, Yamuna is, another name of Yamuna is Krishna, which means it is blackish complexion. In Pushti Marg, if you see, the picture of Krishna is there and Yamuna is dressed like, my mothers know it, the anarkali dress. My students told me. They were wearing and they asked me. There were some girls. Prabhu, you know what this dress is? I don't know. I don't know about it, but I've seen Yamuna dressed like this. So these were PCM students. They said, this is called anarkali. That's how I came to know. So Yamuna is dressed. Why? Because at that time, Akbar in the 15th century popularized this dress. It was called Jama. And Thakurji is also dressed in Pushti Marg in the Jama and Pajama rhymes. Jama and Pajama. So once Krishna was like very sad and he was not getting pleased. None of the gopis and the queens could please him. Then they asked Kalindi, oh Kalindi, you go. And Kalindi dressed exactly like Krishna. And just imagine if somebody near and dear one comes exactly dressed like you, your anger will melt, right? So it melted and it is immortalized in Pushti Marg. Srinathji is there, and then Yamuna Maiya would almost look like similar thing. She's offering what? A garland of lotus flowers. What happened to Yamuna? Now we cannot say, Prabhuji, you don't have enough Shraddha. Dip down even in that sewage thing. Well, it is like saying, Prabhuji, this is concrete floor with maybe some marble pieces which can pierce your skin. Why don't you roll? It's really not question of Shraddha. You see what I'm trying to say? Material front has changed. So much so that Radha Raman is now not bathed with Yamuna water. Rangji, it was a tradition that they would bring buckets of Yamuna water for the Abhisheka. They don't do it anymore. So if we say they don't have Shraddha, they have Shraddha. But maybe with times, now we have to change our vision a lot. If we can do something, let's do it. like not littering, hmm, not throwing the dirt here and there. It's hard also because there you have the wet trash and the gila kachra, suka kachra in America. There the gadi will come. Gadi wala aaya, kachra nikal. You know that song? Dekh, dekh, dekh. यहाँ कचरा यहाँ वहां ना. It's such an amazing thing. So I went and said, भैया जी आप एक कोई तो कचरे वाला somebody came. I said आप separate एक साथ. जय श्री राधे राधा रानी, you only take care. Anyway, it gets separated later on also. Some people are employed. People are trying hard. We must also try hard in this sense, and also not to hurt faiths of other also. Because it is said, even in Bhauma Vrindavan, anybody who enters, he becomes spiritual. This is what Prabodhanand Saraswati Thakur is saying. Prabhupada would warn his disciples, don't haggle with the sabji walas, huh? They are special people. And then sometimes all the disciples heard a lot of Leelas of Makhan Chori. So they would go and steal, Krishna ki tarah hum bhi churate hain. So they were stealing of the barfis and the sandesh of the, dhakeel of somebody's sweetmeat, and they came and complained to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, what are they doing? And the innocent devotees were saying, oh, they are enacting Makhan. Do it with diligence. I mean, diligence is not steal royally, but we have to be careful. So as we go in Vrindavan, we see all these changes. We'll make you Brajvasi. Hoardings for 1 crore. Think, so many changes. Malls. There is a new shop now called, some devotees told me, Chaat Ka Chaska. And they have a very famous chart called B.Tech chart. I was thinking, do they have M.Tech and Ph.D. also? Now you see all these changes and vehicles, and the big nuisance are those e-rickshaws, right? No balance. Anytime they topple. And the person who is driving, he sometimes sits on the side like, ye dostati, arey bhaiya, I have to live. No training, all these changes. How we should approach. Is it the same Vrindavan? Absolutely. Those who have gotten Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, tolerating 48 degrees, I think, and then tolerating those, it's not sub-zero, but it's the cold which gets into your bones. Haddiyan gala dene wali sardi. Literally, because of the, it is surrounded by Yamuna and it is landlocked, there is some phenomenon which we don't know, and it's really crazy. And then if we have this aparas, right? Devotees have this, right? So 200 bar now. And it takes like 2 hours to dress up also, right? You have to wear many, many layers. And then if you have to go to restroom, you have to remove many, many layers. It's a big, but we have to talk. So if we go to Vrindavan, we have to even now become Trinadapi Sunichena Taro Riva Sahishna. We don't have to dip in Yamuna, thinking that let me test my Shraddha. No, it's not a test of Shraddha. Otherwise, roll on the floor, right? That concrete, that's not Brajraj. It's covered. So we can keep in our mind that materially some changes have happened, but in our hearts of hearts, we know the spiritual Yamuna flows. The spiritual Brajraj is there. Correct? And pray to Vrindavan, oh, you reveal your form someday. And you let all these encumbrances go. This is how we see the current Vrindavan. It is still the Bhauma Vrindavan. But we approach it with Mahaprabhu's Sikshastakam third. Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahish Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada. If it is in our hands, we do. If not, great service of Vrindavan is our service to holy name and the instructions which Guru will. Vrindavan will be very pleased. Right? How is mother pleased? If you eat nicely, right? What is our Bhojan. It's bhajan. So if you do bhajan nicely, Vrindavan will be very pleased. If we can't do anything else, right? We can support devotees. We can, if we have connections, we can help in again reclaiming what things have been lost. But if not, we can do our sadhana well, and that will be great service. And because of that sadhana and prayer, maybe Vrindavan will start revealing the older Bhama Vrindavan, which was there. Prayers are very strong. And maybe after that, what will happen? A hole will happen, and we'll see what? Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And our end prayer could be, we have heard three, the seminars. Thank you for participating. And we can remember this one line which one poet says, if not physically, but mentally. What? कब होंगे ब्रजवासी भैया, कब होंगे ब्रजवासी. That's our aspiration. We can take that line as the end sutra mantra as we conclude these 3 sessions. I'm very grateful for all of your attention and kindness, and please shower your blessings that I can try to serve you all, serve the movement, and try to serve Vrindavan Dham in some humble, menial way. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. We can take questions, reflections, comments. I had asked for 10 minutes. I went for 15. Please forgive me. But we can take quick reflection comments. Yes, आप सब काली घंघोर जाने में घेरे में. Right? Yes, light on. Your what? Because we don't have mic, we have to. हाँ, जिस तरह से अयोध्या में, हाँ, 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 पता होना है. नहीं, इन चीजें तो जब स्टेटस कंप्लीट हो जाता है तभी स्टेटस पता लगता है. चीजों many high profile things are going on. It's a big political also things. हम तो छोटे से लघु बालक है, बांके घारी के पास में बैठे, जय 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 राधे राधे. तो things are still abhi bhi jaise Banke Bihari corridor is being planned. Yeah. That also now the election results I think change and a lot of things are happening. Sometimes people say that it's interesting. We don't have to read news. If the news is important, it will find us. So maybe it will be brewing up and we'll find it, like that. So abhi aisa kuch to suna. Thank you. More questions? Yes, sir.
Somebody, as you described the condition of Vrindavan, we all experience right now, but we see that different vanas in Vrindavan, for example, if you go to Gokul or even Barsana,
Yeah.
or different vanas, so we see that they are still like very much villages.
Very.
And Vrindavan is more because of the feeling and because ISKCON has a big role, not just ISKCON, but still ISKCON has a big role. So ultimately, Prachar, if you do more prachar, you have to compromise the village aspect of that. So how do you, see that? Is it good to have not ISKCON in different villages, or you should feel that not should we do more prachar and have built them?
Now, this question is beyond my pay grade. What to do? Material world is like that. I often think that. Oh, sorry. And this is the prasad. Well, I often think that Krishna is becoming popular. Vrindavan is taking suffering on it. The towns, the small villages like Yavat, Karhela Gram, Ajanok, Kamai, they are very much. I know a few days back before coming here, I had desire to take blessings in the in-laws place, the in-laws place. Yavat.
Yeah.
So you go to Yavat and then 5 girls were sitting. बिल्कुल घर जैसे. Oh, बाबा बैठ जाओ. मैं बैठ गया. Okay, my, what's your name? They talk modern names. And then person comes and gives me Coke. Coke? नहीं, आप आए हैं बाहर से, मेहमान हैं लोग. So that mood of giving, although he was giving Coke, राधा रानी के दरबार में मिली है, ठुकराना तो नहीं चाहिए, तो मैंने एक ड्रॉप लेके खा लिया. Hopefully किसी ने रिकॉर्ड नहीं किया. So, but it was so sweet that deity of in Javat and Jatila Kutila, and then all these 5 girls, they took me, chalo upar chalte hain. So they took me to the terrace, and from the terrace you see, first you see a big deity of Shanidev because Kokil Van is nearby, and then you see just pristine, very like untouched by materialism, commercialism. I was thinking, how long? How long will it remain? Already people have mobiles and all those things, right? So it's a challenge. Sometimes it often appears irreversible, heart breaks. So should we stop preaching? But then Thakurji wants his name also to appear on the tongue of everybody. So ultimately we feel like, oh Radha Krishna, what's your plan? We do not know. So yeah, I think we can leave up to them. There are some sampradayas who are really doing a lot in preserving, especially the Virat offshoot of Nimbarkis. So Swami Haridas came in Nimbarki line. We talked about Banke Bihari appeared to him. The householders take care of Banke Bihari duty. But the Viraktas, they preserve the flora, fauna, and the Braj-Raj of Vrindavan. If you go to a place called Tatiya Sthan, it is very much like old Vrindavan. They don't even use electricity, only small bulbs. And the Aarti times are matched according to sunlight. The Mahant of that ashram has vowed to not leave the campus throughout his life. He always sits there. And they will smear their face with Braj-Raj. That's their way of saying that this is the boundary between matter and spirit. So they really preserve flora and fauna. One of their branches is where I took you. is behind ISKCON. If you go to ISKCON Krishna Ballabh temple, there's a place called Radha Tila. Anybody heard about it? Radha Tila was a place where a saint would worship, and Radha Rani once brought prasadam for him. It was on a hill, so it became Radha Tila. This place is also a branch of Tatiya Sthan, and they have the Johnson baby powder Raj. So soft, you can roll. And people take Braj from there, and there they would put, gram, and what are the other seeds? Gram and gehu, which birds eat, on the Raj at 4 a.m. And they call it Sadhu Pangat ho rahi hai. Thousands of peacocks, not thousands, maybe tens and peacocks, but thousands of birds would come. But lo and behold, somebody built Russian house. It's a whole building where many ISKCON devotees stay, and other devotees also stay. It's called Russian house because many Russians would stay here. And until few years ago, all the instructions and the menu cards were in Russian. Now, of course, it's Hindi and English also. But I don't know, it got built and it created a phenomena that birds would get attracted towards the artificial lighting of the glass. They would batch and die. And then slowly over the period of time, thousands of birds reduced to hundreds. The monkeys got overruly because we cut the forest. So now they don't like fruits, they like fruity. And that's not enough also. And it's artificial fruit, so it got the mode of goodness jitna bacha tha wo kam ho gaya bandaron mein. So they started scratching the peacocks. So peacocks stopped coming. Just for decorative purposes, perhaps, or just to preserve, this place, Radha Tila, has kept one peahen and one peacock in the cage. Anyway, the peacock still dances, but in the cage. So some people are preserving. Trees are being planted. But these days, everything also has political strands and a lot of political clout and a lot of sakamta involved also. So, Hast kamal ki raakhe antar ghat ki jaane. He knows our hearts, so if we pray, oh Vrindavan, you come back to your pristine form. Maybe Thakurji will say, you have only 40, 50 years left, maybe less. I know you don't know. Perfect your bhakti and come from the bhom to a prakat Vrindavan. And that will be reassuring to Vrindavan. Does that help you? More questions, reflections, comments? Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. My question is Krishna is the cause for all causes. And why Krishna allowed Islam to come into existence?
Why Krishna allowed
Islam to come into existence? Because of that, entire India got destroyed. Many temples were destroyed, many people were killed. So Krishna knew already this is going to happen if this comes into existence. What would be the reason?
Even if you remove Islam out of the picture, why does Krishna allow misery in the world, right? Krishna knows. And we are reaping our karma. We are reaping our own journeys. And he's just acknowledging it, right? So the onus is on us. Karma means reaction, but a bigger part of karma also means the further action. But that control is on us. We really can't control others. Why they are doing. So we don't have the full picture really, right? We have many blind spots. But rest assured, we can believe that he has the best interest. How? We don't see it. We can try to technically analyze it and do analysis, paralysis. Maybe he's trying to teach us less. But everybody collectively, individually is going through their karmic journey, reaping some making more karmic footprints, some erasing the karmic footprints, some deepening the karmic footprints. like that. And how it all gets panned out is wonderful in one sense, right? So many religions, so many traditions, and even in Islam, so many, and they don't get along. I mean, we know in our tradition also, many of the groups don't get along. In the end, it just creates wonder, right? And we sleep at the end of a big discussion and sleep. And in what way? Krishna, you are wonderful. तुम ही जानो तुम्हारी कला है कि नहीं. इस सॉन्ग में आया ना कि संपत्ति विपत्ति करे प्रतिपाले कृपा करे जो जीजे. किसका विकेट उड़ाना है, किसको नॉट आउट रखना है, that he knows, isn't it? We have very short lives. We can act globally, but best is acting locally while thinking globally. So I think the onus is developing our persona in bhakti in such a way then that locally we are able to influence few people, and maybe they will influence few people, and we do the most important job, which is our emancipation. Prabhupada said, right? Okay, if one person becomes a pure devotee, my movement is successful. What is he hinting? That font 64 should be written, right? Somewhere. Going back home, back to God. That should be in our, we can take others also, but that's bonus. Does that help you?
Yes.
No, similar question, but from Vrindavan perspective.
Why did Krishna allows all this mess?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it doesn't make sense because it's Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He really wanted to manifest Vrindavan. He did, and he sent all Goswamis. Everything was going well. Then why? Then suddenly this Muslim guy, this Aurangzeb, why he allowed to do that? I mean, if it was his plan to manifest, then why he allowed someone to, unmanifest that thing? I mean,
और बहुत प्राप्ति करने के बाद पूछते हैं कृष्ण से क्यों ठाकुर जी बोलेंगे कि तुम्हारे लिए इतनी पीड़ा थी. उनका प्लान. I don't have any answer. So many things happen. Why is Krishna blue? Ask him. Why do you like flute and not banjo? Whatever, different. Violin. He likes flute, personal choices. So personally, how he orchestrates, I mean, what is this grand Lila? Hard to understand. Yes, Prabhu?
No, just one.
I hope I'm not coming in the between Bhog and...
Last question from this one.
No, please go ahead. We can even talk over dinner. Yes, go.
So, in the discussion, you actually said talked about some devotees like Baba is still doing that particularly. So I just want to understand what's the motivation. We know that taking Mahamantra is much supreme, right? So what's the motivation?
By the way, when they do Dandavati, they also don't stop chanting. Mahamantra is going on all the time. It's that extreme sense of surrender. First, that I am nothing. So my best position is the lowest position in the best of Vrindavan. That's one. Second, it's a prescribed sadhana also in literature. Dandavati Parikrama. It's the way we worship Govardhan. Sanatana Goswami would do it. And Lord Krishna had to come and say, Bhaiya, buda ho gaye ho. You become old. Now at least stop. Tab bhi nahi mane, so Krishna had to manifest that. Srila, right? Now, maybe if you go to New Madan Mohan, they say that is the Srila. If you go to Radharama, that is the Srila. Everything. Okay, we can do 4 around here also and there also. More benefit. So it is an extreme sense of surrender. The mood that I have the most lowest position. And second is, it is also prescribed in literatures. And third, I can speak from the anubhav of some of my god brothers who have done it. And they said it was profound. I think some Maharajas have also done it.
Sachinandan Maharaj.
Maybe we'll do sometime. We have
I'm
to
not sure
be-
about myself, but
but we have to wear, what are they called? Yeah,
maybe going Maharaj,
Sachin Maharaj. So people do it. My God, brother did it while he was working. He came to India in 7 days. He did that, covering, and he was saying such was the experience. Everybody arranged, like you would worry, right? खाना बंदेगा. तो ब्रजवासी ऐसे आप दंडवत करो रोटियां के लिए रब्बा खाओ. I mean, ये क्या है? अमेरिकन नहीं, अमेरिकन से तो दिख नहीं रहे हैं. They look like quite well off people. Why are they doing dhanvat? People are outpours with love and affection. It's mysterious. People do Vraj 84 course Mandal Parikrama. I mean, now Vraj 84 course in through buses, right? You go to one place and come back. But still, Ramesh Baba, for the 40 years, I think, the Yatra is going strong. And Hare Krishna, they have beautiful tunes also. They go every place from the, whole Salar is going. They cover all the places. And I know two brahmacharis, in their enthusiasm, in 15 days they completed. 15 days, 84 course. They walked non-stop. नींद आई सो गए. खाना है मधुकरी मांग ली. So different people have different abhivyakti. So I will conclude with saying that this belief may not be correct, that only if I do this, I will advance. No. Everybody has a different abhivyakti. Suppose by some chance we are not able to go to Vrindavan. We have Nav Vrindavan. We can access that. So rest assured, we have multiple paths in bhakti. Every path can give us perfection. Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu. Does that help you, Prabhu? Thank you. More? Or we end?
I
One,
have
two,
one
three.
question.
Yes.
So is it
Maybe devotees can start taking also and eating. I don't know.
Prasadam bread? Nobody wants to ask question. We can ask, but we can also eat prasadam. But
Take prasadam and ask questions. So, should we do that?
yes, well,
yes, fine.
So, prasadam prayer, and then whoever they can take, you can ask. I will be here, and then you can go and take. I'll be here.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. For the last 3 days, all of us just completely absorbed and immersed ourselves in the remembrance of Vrindavan Prabhuji because of you. Thank you so much. And there's so much details, and I've never heard those, and even I'm not sure if you can find them somewhere. But thank you for doing all that research and finding all those details.